Zenith Technologies started trading from the spare room of Brendan O'Regan's house in Carrigaline. Today, the company creates automation software for the pharmaceutical industry from offices in India, Singapore, the UK, US, and of course, Cork.
We're a process control software company, effectively. We provide software solutions for pharma predominantly, but also other industries. We like to regard as the brains behind how things work. So, for example, every piece of domestic equipment has got a little brain in it these days, from your remote control in your TV to your washing machine, which manages the sequence of events that happen in the washing machine. So the process control piece is the sequencing of events that happens in, say, a washing machine typically. And that's the piece, the software piece that we get involved in. The way we're set up, we use a virtual environment, so we can connect globally from anywhere to the virtual environment we've created here in Cork and in Singapore. In fact, we had a very good example of that recently, where we ran a project from Cork here, but Singapore, India and US were also participating in it. So we got full 24-hour working and cranking out the solution, so much faster end game than we would normally have if we were just working in one location. Zenith Technologies is headquartered here in Cork. Cork is the best place in the world to do business. Where would you meet people like Cork people? I would say that. At the minute, the company has still got huge potential. There's still a huge amount of potential growth for us. I think we're at the tipping point now of being a more sizable organisation relatively easily. The obstacles we've met have largely been capacity issues. You know, we've always been looking at sort of larger scale jobs, sometimes convincing customers that we've got the financial strength or the bandwidth to take on a project is a challenge. We would often be well capable of doing the job, but because we wouldn't have the scale or size of the business that would make them comfortable, we don't get it, you know. And that's always a disappointment for me. So that always drives me on to make it bigger and, you know, what's the optimum target level to be at to get these scale of projects that are out there, you know. In the past, I think there's been a big focus on attracting the large-scale investments and not enough focus on growing symbiotic companies from that FDI that can actually catapult out of the country into the global marketplace. And I think we're an example of one of those, but there are others there as well. I think it's very important to try and have that culture and that climate for growth of these type of businesses.
The open road has always beckoned to Brendan, and the success of Zenith has allowed him to maintain his long-standing love affair with motorbikes.
I had motorbikes since I was 16, many numbers of them. At one point, my poor old mother used to be driven demented by collections of them in the yard. So I've owned a bike continuously since I was 16, as I say. This current one is to mark my 50th, so it's kind of an important milestone to mark. That's the right thing to mark it with. When my wife bought it for me, I used to get models of bikes when we were up to that point, and I thought I was going to get another model, but I actually got the real thing. The bike certainly has a lot of attractive features about it. You're in connection with the elements, like you feel the wind in your face when the visor's up, but you also are very much connected with what's going on weather-wise and road conditions-wise, much more so than you are in a car. And so business has been exhilarating in the same way as bikes have. It's fast and furious, and there can be moments of calm and reflection as well, but it's a fast and furious thing. Things change rapidly in our game. It's technology, so technology moves quickly, as machines do, as bikes do. They move quickly too.